Surprise, motherfuckers. What's up? This is your friendly neighborhood Venger Satanis. My voice still hasn't come back from being sick over Thanksgiving, but every single day I'm getting a little bit better. Really thought I'd be better by like Saturday, but I don't know. Not quite yet, I guess. So you can see I've got a lot of written in my sketchbook. I've been writing more, not necessarily every day, but usually every 2 or 3 days go by. I've got some more in here that I thought of, or one idea has led to another. I just want to get things down on paper. I decided on the other side, on the back, I would have my notes. So in the front, it's like campaign setting and lore and everything I need, prepping the game. And when the game actually is happening, I flip to the back, and then this is where I write down all the things that I want to remember that happened during the session. Up here is the trial run, the demo session that I did on Roll20, which went well and gave me a lot of ideas of what kind of was working and what wasn't working, sort of like a dress rehearsal for the start of the second Chult campaign, which is Mysterious Qada'ath. And that was on my birthday that we started that this last Saturday. So you got all of this, and this is what it is. So I got the players up here, and then I just took notes of everything that was happening. And this was for the introduction for their scenario. So if I ever run this again, I probably won't use this. And then this too is something that I wanted a random table to sort of get them started as they were wandering the desert in their new identities. And then this here is an idea I had for, and this is kind of the main part of the video. So if you've been watching up till now, wondering like what the point of this video is, hopefully the title maybe lures you in once I think of one. But this is kind of like the main thing. So this is a formula I created for next session's prep. And that's the title of this section. So let me put the camera on me. I think this will work without it going topsy-turvy. So frequently when I'm running a campaign, because this doesn't happen during one-shots, but during a campaign, it's been so long since I ran the campaign before the last Chult one that I barely remember or realized if I had this problem. But with the last Chult campaign, Crystals of Chaos, I realized that I had so many disparate ideas, threads that I would kind of like lay on the table narratively as like hooks or seeds or whatever, little moments, things buried in scenes and encounters. And I never really like tried super hard to keep track of them or to like focus on certain ones at certain times. I just kind of like let it all organically play out in a chaos type fashion. And by the time I came to the end of that campaign, I realized that the disorganization was just a little bit too much, and I was leaving a lot of good stuff as well as my mental clarity on what I wanted to do and accomplish on the table. Not necessarily my mental health, my emotional health, but my GM sanity. A little bit of my GM sanity was left on the table, and I couldn't put it back in just because of how ramshackle and whimsically stream of consciousness a lot of those threads were. I would introduce new things and kind of like what people complained about Lost with. But by the end of Lost, pretty much everything was accounted for, just in a weird fashion that people didn't expect. And so a lot of people think like, you didn't explain that, even though eventually everything did get explained, like 99%. But yeah, a lot of things in the last Chult campaign did not get explained, or did not get followed up on, or things that looked like they were going to mesh and come together didn't. And I didn't really have a way to focus my threads and marshal the, I don't know, the kind of balancing act for ideas that I wanted, I guess. So anyway, so this is what I came up with. So when I'm prepping for the next session, I'm always going to list 3 aspects from the prior sessions. Doesn't necessarily have to be the last session I ran. Could be one of the last 2 or 3. I only have 1 to work with right now because I'm prepping for the second session. So list 3 aspects from prior sessions that you'd like to bring into focus as you plan the next game. And then you can introduce a 4th entirely new element or thread or idea or concept. And then the 5th thing is the main action of the next session. And by that I mean, because my game is fairly sandbox and the players ultimately choose where they want to go and what they want to do. And so I need some idea, which, they telegraph through play or just telling me what they want to focus on next session. So if next session is like a particular dungeon or Wizard's Tower or city or something like that, then I will have that main action prepped. And then in conjunction with that, I'll find 3 things that I liked from previous sessions. And no more, I'm going to try to limit it to no more than that, no less than that. And then I'm not going to bring in like a ton of new things, because it's always fun. Bring it back here. It's always fun to just add more things. Like let's say it's like limiting your colors to like a certain palette for a painter or an artist or something like that. It's always fun to add more colors. Like, oh, wouldn't you want like just to add more, like 5 more versions of purple? Like part of my brain is like, hell yeah, like more color, like more purple, more, more everything. More is more. Just like keep slathering on more of whatever it is, more ideas and concepts and little bits and pieces in my brain that I think of and I want to put in the game, and I do, and then I like never go back. Or sometimes I go back and sometimes I don't. And sometimes I go back and it morphs, and sometimes things work out and they like all gel together and sort of intertwine, but a lot of times they don't. So I'm going to be like that disciplined artist who limits the colors on his palette to, the 3 that I've been working on previously. So let's say the last time I sat down and I worked on my canvas, my artwork, I used 3, well, let's say I used 5 different colors. I'm going to pick 3 different colors from previous and then keep on with those. And I'm going to introduce in 1 new color, and then I have the overall subject matter that the painting is about. Let's say it's about a dragon or something like that. Like I'm going to stick with the dragon using those colors. And I think that'll be good. And I have right here kind of what I want to do with that for Mysterious Qada'ath. And I will let you guys know how it goes. I think it's going to go well. It certainly made prep for episode 2 Pretty easy. I mean, it's the outline. The outline's already done. I finished the outline in 10 minutes because I just thought about what I wanted to incorporate from the last session. And I thought about one new thing that I could introduce that, based on an idea that I had at the beginning of starting this campaign. And then I know what the players want to accomplish next time. So that's going to be, a vital piece of the puzzle too. So the outline's already done. Outline, like I said, it took me like 10 minutes last night to write down based on that formula. So now I just got to flesh it out in the next week and a half. And then that's it. And then when I'm prepping for episode 3, I'm going to do the same thing. Between episodes 1 and 2, I'm going to take 3 prior aspects, and then it might be something that I worked on with episode 2. It might be something new, but I'm going to limit my palette to that, and then I'm going to introduce no more than one thing that's brand new, and then I'm also going to prep the main action, whatever that is. Maybe we'll go to Alpha Blue, and I'll get out my random tables for the space station of Lost, and we'll be able to run that, or I'll be able to run that. They'll be able to play in that world, that setting. I think that's it. So feel free to comment on this. If you have some feedback, if you have some little, shortcut or hack or workaround, or if you think a way to improve this, let me know. This isn't like, oh yeah, I've just come up with the answer to everything, and now everybody bow down to what I say in this video. No. This is me realizing that there are areas that I have trouble with, that I struggle with. My greatest weakness as a GM, I think, at least that I'm working on now, is discipline. And so that's part of what this sketchbook is all about. I'm trying to be more disciplined. And this formula that I've concocted is my way of enacting that discipline on myself. And so I think it's going to work like gangbusters. At least I hope I do. I hope it is. So we'll see. But I'm very open to criticism and any critique. And I'm looking for something that's going to make it better. Don't just tear it down like, oh, that's a stupid idea. I mean, you can if you want, whatever. It's a free country. But I'm most interested in any criticism that comes with, oh, have you tried doing or thinking about this over here? Because I might just incorporate that if I like your idea. It might be like a missing piece of the puzzle, or it might be some other thing that I haven't thought of. I've only started using this method, obviously, so I don't know all the ins and outs, and I don't know where the pitfalls, if any, lie. So I'm just going with this right now, and we'll see. But yes, if you have some constructive criticism and feedback for me, I would love to hear it. So put that in the comments. Also, look at the description below for the link in the description below for the session report of last session. The opening of the game of the new campaign I thought was pretty great. I only had 4 players, which I think made it easy because I really got to focus on those players and their characters, and I got to focus on Schultz and making that special again. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, look down there and you'll see the link to last Saturday's session report, which that session happened on my birthday. So I was very pleased that I could do that because the whole rest of the week prior to that, for everybody in our family, really sucked because of all the sickness. I'm like 99% better, but my throat just still sounds not so great. Yeah, that's it. thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.